Hi pre-K friends. So today we're going to talk about shapes. So look at this shape. What shape is it? Yeah, it's a circle. How do you know? Yep, because it doesn't have any sides. It's just one big curve around and around. So today we're going to talk about shapes that have sides and corners. So does a circle have any of those? Sides, corners? Nope. Bye, circle. We don't need you today. But we will talk about squares, triangles, and rectangles. All right, let's look at this square again first. Okay, so shapes like squares, triangles, and rectangles have these corners, right? Sometimes we might call them points. In math, you might hear they're also called angles, where two sides kind of meet together and make this point. So let's look at our square. We're going to talk about how many points, how many corners, and how many sides our square has, okay? Let's count the sides first. Are you ready? We'll start at the top here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many sides does the square have? Yes, 4 sides. What do you notice about the sides? Are they same size, or does it look like they're different sizes? Yep, they're the same size. So a square has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and all 4 of those sides are the same size. Now let's look at the angles, the points here. Okay, let's count how many of those we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also 4. So you can tell a shape is a square if you see it has 4 sides and 4 points. Okay? Now, with a square, if you really wanted to prove this was a square and all 4 of the sides were the same, how would you do that? Yeah, you'd measure it. So you could measure so many different ways. You can measure using objects you have at home that are all kind of the same size and the same object. Like if I lined up my Cheerios here, like all along the sides of the square to measure this way, and measure that way, and measure the 3rd side and 4th side. I'd be able to use the Cheerios to measure if it's the same amount. If I had more practice using measuring tools like a ruler, I could line up the ruler and measure. Here we go. So I'd measure how tall and how wide the square was. Okay, so this square is about 5 inches long on this side. Also, it goes up to number 5 here, 5 inches long on this side, and on this side, and on the 4th side. So I just measured to prove that yes, this is a square because all 4 sides are the same size. Okay, let's look at another shape. Do you remember what shape this is? Yeah, it's a triangle. How do you know? Yeah, let's count the sides to see. 1, 2, 3. How many sides? 3. So all triangles, no matter how they look, have 3 sides. So as long as a shape has 3 sides, like this, it's a triangle. Now let's think about those points, those corners again, or angles. That's another word we know for them. Help me count the points. 1, 2, 3. So how many? 3. So the triangle has 3 sides and 3 points. Okay, let's look at our last shape here. What shape was this? Yeah, it's a rectangle. So how many sides does a rectangle have? Yeah, 4. Wait, but doesn't a square have 4 sides? How are they different? I'll show you the square. Well, let's see. Let's count those sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, but look. 2 of the sides are long and 2 of the sides are short. So the rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. Now let's count those points, those corners. 1, 2, 3, and then over here is, 4. So how many points does the rectangle have? 4. Okay, to finish our shape lesson, we're going to play a game, and this is something you can play with your grown-ups. You just need to have some paper or something to make shapes out of, and you need to have some kind of shape cards. Like I just drew a rectangle on this little card, a square, and a triangle. And you're going to use those shape cards as you help to defeat the shape monsters. Okay, so you know how our read aloud was Leonardo the Terrible Monster. So if you want to continue thinking about monsters, you can play this shape game, and you can also go to the YouTube video of the Shape Monster song. That's in your weekly learning lesson plan. So for now, let me tape up this square monster up here, okay? And, what shape was this? Yeah, it's the triangle. Let me tape up the triangle. And what was this shape? Yeah, the scary rectangle. Wait, what? How do you know? Yep, because it has 4 sides, and 2 of them are long and 2 of them are short. So let me tape up that rectangle. And so in my house right now, I don't really have any wall space where I can hang these because I have a lot of stuff hanging on my walls. So I hung them by my windows on the shades. But if you do this at home, make sure you find space on the wall if you can. And I'm just gonna take socks and roll them up into a ball so that they're soft and they don't really break anything. And the way you could play something like this with your grown-ups is your grown-up can take a turn either showing you a shape card and asking you to find that shape monster and hit the shape monster. So what shape is this? Yeah, it's a triangle, but how did you know? Yep, because it has 3 sides and 3 points. So then you would take your little sock and you just try to hit the triangle shape, okay? Or your grown-ups could make it a little trickier for you, and they could keep the shape a secret at first and say, throw the sock at the shape that has 4 sides that are all the same. So if you forget what that is, you might have to go up to each shape, maybe count the sides, figure out which one has all 4 sides the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the square. Oh, I'm supposed to find the square. So then you throw it at the square. Okay? So if you also don't really have any space on your wall to do this, you can make your shapes and just put them on the floor. And instead of throwing the sock, you can just drop it down, or you could throw it forward, or you could just play another miniature version of this game wherever you have space in your house to play it. Okay? And if you're lucky enough to have maybe a big backyard or lots of outside space, you can make these silly monsters and bring them outside and have more space to play and practice your throwing too, and get those movement and gross motor skills in. So I hope you had fun learning about shapes today, friends. Bye.